Welcome, I'm Anne-Marie, and today we're going to talk about why it seems like, it feels like everyone on social media is more fashionable than us. And spoiler alert, they're probably not, but also it's not because we're getting old either. I'm also going to do a get ready with me because that has been highly requested, and so naked face Anne-Marie coming up. But what I'm first of all going to do is prep my skin, and I'm currently using Azio Beauty's regime, which is I can give you a discount. This is not a sponsor, but I can give you a discount. So I'll start off with the face serum. Now the face serum has got lots of good ingredients in it that are anti-aging, but the beauty about Azio Beauty is that they're only online, so they cut out the middleman, so they're reasonably priced because of that, and they have a subscription service as well, so you can buy, but at the same time you can subscribe, which then reduces the price even more. And I do have a discount for you, which I'll link down below. So the serum has got that ingredient called acetyl peptide 8, I think it's called. Anyway, it's the one that's known as the Botox in a jar, because it helps your face to, I suppose, stay in place, so it minimises the chance of future wrinkles. And it also has retinol palmitate in as well, which is then a milder form of the retinols, as I understand it. There's also an eye serum, which I will be using. It's also got a cooling end on it there. Right, a little bit of the eye serum. Do you ever scroll through Instagram or YouTube and think, how is everyone always so much better dressed than me? And we're looking at our closet thinking, I just don't know what to wear. I've got nothing to wear. And it's easy to feel inadequate when you're looking at these images and videos. It's easy to see perfection. Problem is, we compare. I went to an art class the other day and I thought my picture was absolutely useless. Do you know why? I was comparing it to the teachers. When I got home and looked at it the next morning, fresh, no comparison, I thought, oh, that's good, I like that. Now I'm going to put the day cream on. Yeah, it's important to remember that the images that we see are often curated. They may well have, the people involved may well have a team behind them. They've got lighting. They will have taken umpteen videos and umpteen photos before they see the one that you're seeing. And you're not seeing them at home doing the washing up in their trackies. You're seeing a curated image. Now that's what I aim to do on my channel, is add a bit of realism. And I do find on Instagram, there's a lot more realism. There's a lot of ladies on Instagram that just wear what they like. They follow their own style, they buy from the shops what they like, they don't follow trends, and they show their daily outfits, and they're just normal women. I think we get a bit hung up on YouTube with trends, and I do really want to try to add some realism to that by saying, well, this trend I'll adopt, this one I won't, this one I'll use my old clothes, that kind of thing. But I think it's important not to look out of date. So it's important to keep up with trends, be aware of them, and be up to date with what's out, so as we're not looking old-fashioned. Now, of course, there's my monthly capsule wardrobes. That partly solves the problem of looking in your wardrobe, wondering what you're going to wear, because you've got a curated section of your complete closet ahead of you in your wardrobe. And that's a useful thing to do. I find that incredibly valuable and time-saving. And it helps me weed through my clothes and work out whether something still works in my life and whether I should donate it to charity or not. Now, the next step is going to be primer, and I have left it 2 minutes before putting that on, because after you've got your skincare on, you should leave it 2 minutes. So I've got the puppy running around here with her toys, the husky puppy. So you might hear a little bit of noise from her, but it's good she's entertained. Anyway, yes, so yes, I'm using my absolute favourite skin primer. And this is from Look Fabulous Forever. And I'll link it down below. They do ship to the States as well as the UK as well. So I'm using that. It's just a clear gel. I'm putting that on my skin. It just adds this lovely, glossy, not glossy as in shiny, but just a smooth barrier then to put your foundation on. Fashion marketing uses something called aspirational branding. Creating that dream lifestyle. So sometimes when you're looking at the image, it might not even be the clothes that you're actually envious of or drawn to. It might be what it's portraying, the lifestyle it's portraying. And imagine, say, you've got someone in a cottagecore, very, very feminine floral dress and they're out gardening. A fantastic image. It might make you feel envious of that lifestyle, that you can do that. It's well lit with professional lighting and so on. But realistically, however much I envy that and think that's really pretty, I'd love to go out in a floaty dress doing some gardening, then my reality is I won't. If I'm in gardening, I'm going to be wearing my really old clothes. So it's not realistic. And there's that advert. I think it's a laundry detergent. Oh, this is the eye primer I'm putting on now, and this is my favourite from Code Beautiful. I'll link this one down below. I've got a discount for you. Anyway, yes, there's that laundry detergent advert. And there's a lady and she's wearing white clothes and it's all very well lit and she's got a toddler doing finger painting. And she's keeping her clothes clean and her house clean and it's all lovely and vibrant and full of glorious white energy. And that's lifestyle envy, that you could do that. You could be in those kind of clothes and not worry about getting dirty. But the reality is, if I was finger painting with a toddler, I would again be in old clothes. I would not be looking nice in white stuff. A bit of aspiration, yes, that is useful. Yes, it's good to aspire, to want to improve ourselves all the time, but let's be realistic about it. Make sure we're buying pieces that fit our lifestyle and not just because an advert is actually showing us and this wonderful lifestyle you can have if you buy this jumper. Oh, another point is I have noticed that a lot of influencers on Instagram have an advantage in the first place. They already had an advantage. A lot of them already have big houses and so on. Now that didn't come from doing Instagram. They already had that. So think about the context of their lifestyle compared to yours as well. Now I'm going to put foundation on and I'm fairly foundation agnostic. Hey you two, shall I put you in the garden? Getting a bit noisy with these. Luna's a very old husky collie cross and now the puppy's about his height. And they play so much, it's really given him a new lease of life. But it's time they went in the garden. Right, so I'm fairly foundation agnostic at the moment. I haven't found one in particular I really rave about. But what I do rave about is the Eborian's BB cream and CC cream. So that's what I'm going to go for today. So I haven't used the BB for a while. I've been using the CC a lot in the summer. I've got them both in Clair, which is the lightest shade. So I'm just going to put a bit on my hand, the back of my hand, and then I'm going to use a brush. And the brush I'm using is the one, everybody raves about this brush. I've had it for years from It Cosmetics. I can see why everybody raves about it. I don't know if you can buy it separately. I got mine in a set. Anyway, what I heard was that you stipple make the foundation on with a brush in the centre of your face. And then you brush it at the edges. Yeah, I was hearing also that our habits have changed a lot since 2020, 2021. And not only do we go out less, so a lot of social venues are changing and closing, but also people are cancelling. I went painting the other night to Paint and Sit, my first one, and he'd laid out 10 places and only 4 of us turned up. And yet, everybody paid, everybody prepaid £43. And it's not cheap, £43 it's not a minimal amount of money, you know. How can you just not turn up, having paid that money? And why, you know? That's 6 people that didn't. So, but the teacher was saying he gets that a lot now. But before 2020, that did not happen. So our habits have changed. We are indoors more, we're going out a lot less. And maybe we're wearing more practical clothing as a result of that. And also when I look around at the younger generations they tend to dress for comfort. And they're not really chasing trends. What I'd like to know from you, do you ever hear the younger generation, so maybe 20 years younger and below than you, talk about fashion? My younger generation don't. They talk about buying something they like. They've seen something they like or something that's useful for their lifestyle to wear. But they don't put it in the context of on trend or fashion. And when I was young, it was our generation that was, you know, we were very, very taken up by fashion, weren't we? The magazines were coming out and there was fashion in the magazines and in the shops and we could start buying fashion and being interested in it. And perhaps we've grown up with that and now we're still the generation that's interested in it and maybe we're too overly interested in it compared to the other generations. Just a thought. Don't know, I'd be interested to know your views. So comment down below. Do you think maybe we're more interested than other generations? As a contradiction to that though, the stores that cater for us don't tend to follow the trends and put us in frumpy clothes. Hey, come on stores, catch up. We're the generation that were interested in fashion when we were in our 20s and in our teens. Stores catch up. Which brings me on to, actually, it would be helpful if you subscribe, if you're enjoying the video, and if you watch my videos regularly, do subscribe, because if I can get to 100k, then I'm saying to the world, hey look, we're still relevant in our 60s, because I'm in my 60s, so I'm your influencer, he's also in her 60s. So it's worth following me if you want over 60s tips on fashion and so on, and it's sending a message to the brands hopefully as well. Now I'm going to have a go at the eyes, and I haven't practiced this particular look. I don't know what it's going to turn out like. I'm going to use my favourite under eye eyeliner, which is a bronze one from Sephora, Sephora's own brand. I'll link it down below. I love it. I think it's really anti-aging for us because it's a lovely light bronze, but I'm going to use it today on top against my lids. And then I'm going to use an eyeshadow that's similar and just use that as sort of like a smoky eye really. So we'll see how this goes. So along by the lash line. Now, apparently if you are putting on eyeliner and eyeshadow, you should really hold your mirror like that and look up your nose in the mirror, and then you can see your whole lid while you're doing it. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to talk about my nails in a second because I tried something new yesterday. I'll tell you about it. The funny thing is that of course we know that trends are recycled. From decades ago, we've lived through them already, and we probably did them even better first time around than other people are doing them now because we were younger. And there was an adage, if you've seen it before, worn it before, you don't wear it again. But remember this, I've taken a bronze eye crayon and I'm covering my lid. Anyway, yes, I remember that maybe that adage was true years ago, but we look younger than our grandparents did at our age. And so we can get away now with those trends again. We're also living longer. So relatively, seeing the trends again in our 60s is midlife. And I think we need to put that adage into context there. Now I'm getting an eyeshadow pencil and I'm going to just blend it all. Sweep and sweep and blend and sweep and blend and sweep. Backwards and forward sweeping motion in the crease. That's a nice smoky eye. Bronze smoky eye. Yes. So don't let that saying, it's a saying, for heaven's sake. Don't let that saying stop you from wearing something again, second time around, except for leggings. And I've done a video on that here, why I will not wear leggings in my 60s now. But be aware that sometimes the old versions of the clothes you might have in your wardrobe might themselves look dated, and it might look like you've pulled out an old version of a clothes that you've had in your wardrobe for years, and you don't really want to look like that. You don't want to look like you're stuck in the 1980s, 1970s. You want to be updated. So maybe some of the items will work and some won't, and you'll need to cycle through them, decide which ones you're going to keep, which ones maybe it's an opportunity to donate the other ones, or donate it to a material bank or something, or whatever. Donate it to a theatre. Amateur dramatics, they might, want those out of date because they're vintage clothes, unless you've got a vintage style. If your style is vintage, just go for it. A lot of people on Instagram, they've got a vintage style and they will deliberately wear those out-of-date items, and that's their look, that's their style. If you always, for instance, if you always loved leopard print and it's not been in the shops for a while, well, now's the opportunity to update your leopard print. Go out and buy it. If you love suede, and that's been your style for years and you haven't bought any in a while, go and get it. There's plenty in the shops. Burgundy, there's plenty in the shops. Woolen sweaters, Fair Isle sweaters, ski jumpers, there's plenty in the shops now while they're there. While there's a choice, update your wardrobe. With your eyes open, now look in the mirror and see if you can see the shadow, and sweep it up with your eyes open, looking straight on. So you can see just above the crease, you can see that you brought the shadow up. Now taking our eyeliner, we can just put a little bit on the corners of each lid. So we're making that a bit darker. And we can now also use that as the under eye eyeliner, which is what I'm generally doing. The next thing that I do is put eyeliner on top, but underneath a tight line. So when you're going underneath and doing the sort of the white lid of the eye inside, up below the lashes, that's tight lining. Hello, hello, I'm not talking to you. I use navy because black is too harsh, so I would use navy or blues. My favourite navy is the one from, yes, I think so too, Husky's Talk. It's Look Fabulous Forever because on me this doesn't smudge, and every other navy eyeliner I've used ends up with a tattoo and smudge and smear. This stays in place. So it's magic to me. It's magic. So you look up and you do the in between the eyeball and the lashes, backwards and forwards, and I don't know. My hand's an automatic pilot, kind of know how many sweeps to do. I couldn't count them. Oh, right, okay, I counted. Probably about, actually, it's about 12, strangely. My hand automatic does about 12 sweeps. Then I feel like I've got that on. So now mascara, and I'm using Prime Lash because these nourish the eyes as well as being a cosmetic as well. They nourish not the eyes, the lashes. So a little bit of that and onto the lash, looking up. You're supposed to roll it and so on, and I don't know, I don't have the hand dexterity to do that. I was going to tell you about my nails as well. Yeah, I used Essie's Gel Couture yesterday. It's supposed to last 10 days. I think it's supposed to last 10 days. So we'll see how that goes. But it's step 1, step 2, and it's a bit like a gel. But I don't do gel because I think that damages the nails. So it's just a varnish. You can do it at home, but it has that gel effect. And you have to use the Essie Step 2 top coat on top to finish it off. It's not expensive. You can get it at Walmart, Amazon, and so on, and lots of colours. So I'll list that down below for you, but I obviously haven't tested it yet because I only put it on yesterday, but I'm liking the effect. I'm going away next week. So I wanted nail varnish that's actually going to just stay on my nails and not look cracked and peeled by halfway through the week. And I've gone for an autumnal sort of berry colour. I can't think of the name, but I'll list it down for you. So I'm pleased with how it's looking at the moment, but then that's day 2. So now we still have lips and we still have a blusher to do, but just lastly on fashion is just to remember that we are individuals with personalities, with our own lifestyle. Take what your lifestyle and what your personality, what your affordability can from information that's out there. But don't feel bad if you can't take it, if it doesn't work for you, and don't make those comparisons. Blusher, I'm going to use the cream blush. I'm using one from Co Beautiful called African Ruby, which is a lovely sort of red. And I'm going to put it quite high up because we don't want blusher down here. It's just going to drag our face. So quite high up. And also you don't want to look like Baby Jane. So, not much. And as we get older, that trick of smiling to put your blusher on doesn't really work, but when you're unsmiling, it's just going to drop it down. So don't do that smiling thing. You really probably wouldn't do the other way around, frown. But no, I mean, don't do that. I don't think anyone said frown when you're putting blusher on, but just be aware, don't do the smiley thing because it's not going to work. And the beauty of this is I can also put it on my lips. So what I'm going to do is just pop on some lip liner, which is also from Co Beautiful. And I love this because, one, well, it's sort of self-sharpening if I twist it that way. But it's great for travelling because I know that if I put this on in the morning and then put a lipstick on over the top, then I've still got colour underneath. It lingers once the lipstick's gone. So it's great all day. I might, top up lunchtime or something, but generally I can eat and drink, get through the day, knowing it's left a bit of colour. But it's matte, which is not useful. So we want a little bit of gloss. Now this African Ruby blusher, which I can also use on the lips, means that I'm making my lips the same colour as my blush, which is a coordinated, cohesive makeup look. But it's also a little bit, it takes the matte away from the lips as well. So it's not gloss, more of a cream in a way. And there we've got a cohesive look. So now I have to do the unveiling and to take off the headband and show you what it's going to look like. Do remember to have a look at my monthly capsule wardrobes. In order to do that, it would be really useful if you subscribed, because then you would see them come up. So there's the unveiling, the hair. So that's the look. Freshen it up a bit. I'm having a haircut tomorrow, so if you're thinking, oh, Anne-Marie, your hair's a bit wayward, a bit untidy, a bit, you know, too long, doesn't suit you. Yeah, I'm having it trimmed again tomorrow. So there you go. Do look at the description box, because what I'm going to do in the description box is put clothes that I'm currently liking, regardless of trends.